So this is Module 8, and in this module, we're going to be talking about the key performance indicator of profit margin, or just net margin. So again, depending if you are a privately owned Montessori school, or if you're a nonprofit, the bottom line is you need to make sure that your operations are revenue efficient. So we're going to be talking about ways of increasing the actual margin between revenue and expenses. Also, I want to briefly talk about why that's important, because it's really easy for any small business owner and operator to become complacent about managing all the right aspects of the business. Profit margin is one that surprisingly gets sort of overlooked, because we can talk about how much revenue is coming in, but what's the actual net margin left over? That really tells you, for most small businesses, the health of the business, because the reality is, if you're not growing, you're shrinking, right? Nothing stays the same, right? Like, your expenses are going to keep on increasing, and so if the other aspects of the business are not improving, then your profit margins are going to keep on shrinking, right? So especially when the amount of customers or students you can have is finite, growth is going to come from efficiency as well, right? So once you're at capacity and you're staying there, then all of the other things have to be considered. That's the only way to grow. And again, if your business is not growth oriented, then, and what we're talking about is, again, just 10% growth, across the board for all 8 KPIs. If you're not planning improvement in those areas, then what you are doing and what you are ensuring is that you are going to be shrinking, right? And that's why today, again, most schools across the US and Canada are finding that their enrollment numbers are going down, because they are not thinking about growing in all the different aspects of the business, which then makes it harder to pay staff, to keep staff, to perform any marketing. If you're not growing in all areas of the business, then you're shrinking in all areas of the business. And that ultimately comes down to, at some point having to start laying people off and shutting down the school. So obviously we want to avoid that. So we have to make sure that the whole business is being addressed. You can't have, think of it like a body. You can't have a body functioning properly if, like, the liver fails. It's one piece of the body, but it's critical. Every single one of these key performance indicators is critical to your business surviving, to the school thriving. Has to be there. So, right, net margins, profit margin has to be looked at. So we're going to break that down a little bit and talk about how to have a pragmatic increase of 10% from one year to the next.